Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, my name is Psychic Bella Love, and you can always book your own personal and private reading through my website, psychicbellalove.com, and for the month of April, you can use code EASTER at checkout to get an extra $15 off any appointment, excluding emergency readings and new client specials. So this video is going to be on Kylie Jenner and Timothee Chalamet. I had to make sure I said his name right, and whether or not they are dating. I was starting to do this reading and realized I forgot to hit record, so I already started laying out some of the cards, and I looked up and realized that the little red recording thing wasn't going. And excuse my appearance, I was actually about to clean the house and do some videos later, but I was just like, I'm nosy and I want to see what Spirit has to say about this situation. And of course, if you didn't know, the rumors originated from Dumois. If you guys didn't know, Dumois is like page 6 in TMZ, where, you know, they're on the Kardashian payroll. Kris Jenner feeds them stories, whether it's, you know, her herself or she's sending the assistants to do it. So just like Crazy Days and Nights, take anything on Dumois or any gossip site with a grain of salt, and that's why we look into things to see if there is any truth to it or not. So getting into it, the first thing I have to say is, because I was in the middle of about to start cleaning the bathroom, and so I put on YouTube to listen to a video while I was doing it, and I saw It's Kenya had made a video about this, and I was like, wait, is this real? And I Googled it, and then I was like, I gotta go see what's going on, because I'm nosy. That's why we're here, because we're nosy, right? But while I was doing that, Spirit was just saying in general, like, the industry is kind of at this place of like desperation when it comes to celebrities right now, and especially, you know, certain ones more than others. So there's a lot of PR situations, PR relationships, or people planting stories to make it, you know, rumored that they're supposedly dating somebody, and then all of a sudden it's on to the next, just so that way their name is getting pushed out. We know the K-Clan has their next season starting in May. We know that they always start with the stunts, you know, to try to get everybody to go watch the new season, even though usually whatever airs is 2-year-old drama by the time it makes it to TV anyways. So I'm not surprised, you know, that this is their latest stunt. So let's see what is going on. Now, the first thing that's coming up is, you know, really being creative with bending the truth right now. And it is because there is this loss of public adoration and love. And excuse me if my fingertips are yellow. I was making turmeric oil this morning. And if anybody's ever done anything with turmeric, you know it stains. And I was like scrubbing my hands in the sink and the shower and everything, trying to get it off. But it's about, you know, we're losing favor in the public, so we're going to get creative. You know, because the Empress card can mean many things, including creativity, which, by the way, guys, I read intuitively. So if you're ever watching me to try to learn tarot, I'm the worst person to learn from that. I only use it in videos as a visual aid and just to have another layer to not connect directly to these people's gross energy. I'm, you know, a psychic who possesses all psychic abilities. I don't use cards hardly ever in personal readings. If you do ever book a reading with me, just fair warning, watch somebody else if you're trying to learn how to read cards, because one day my card will mean something and the next time it means something else. Spirit tells me to read it that way. But going back to it, you know, it's really trying to find new ways with this 7 of Wands to get public attention back on them. And, you know, as I've said before, the Kardashians go so hard to present themselves as, we're business women, we're independent, we're queens, but everything in their lives, their storylines, their relevance is always hanging on to whatever man is in the picture at that given time, you know, with really any of them. And so is it a surprise that they're, you know, bringing in new people constantly? Because we've got Kendall and Bad Bunny, which is a very obvious PR stunt. And now here we are with Timothee Chalamet, supposedly, and Kylie. Okay, it's definitely, I mean, we've gotten so many cards regarding, like, lies. The Seven of Cups as well. This is not, you know, it's not a real relationship. I'm surprised that Timothy's stooping to this low, to be honest with you. And I'm not a TV watcher. I'm not really, like, super into movies. If you notice, I read more on the music industry because that's what I pay way more attention to. So 90% of the time, I don't know who any of these actors and people are anyways. But I'm slightly familiar with him, and he always seemed like he was kind of like a more serious actor, like a Daniel Day-Lewis, Meryl Streep, like, quality actor that I'm very picky about the roles I play and, you know, all of this. So that's why I was a little bit more shocked. But Spirit's talking about getting creative to get people's, let's be honest, you know, there's a lot of speculation about his sexuality at times. And so there's this, you know, getting creative and trying to turn around a narrative about who I am into, because I have a lot of romantic roles that I am going to be playing coming up. And I need to be taken seriously as a man who is in love with a woman in order for this to work. So, and obviously on the Kardashian Jenner side, with Kylie, with this moon card, Spirit is talking about her wanting to make Travis jealous. Oh, you didn't want to marry me like I wanted you to. You kept cheating on me. You didn't want to stick around with me. You basically, you know, just saw me as a capable mother of your children, dropped some kids off in me and took off. And so I want to make you jealous that I've supposedly moved on to somebody who's in a better career place, who has more going on for themselves, is, you know, a bigger star than you. And then let's be honest too, because the Kardashians have been, you know, all getting their BBLs removed and bleaching their hair blonde, and all of a sudden, you know, they're all dating white men. They're trying to recapture a different audience because they've realized that the black audience that they were constantly trying to go after got sick of their constant cultural appropriation and ignorance. And so it's like, we need to go get back in good with the graces of the white people and see if that will help us reclaim our spot. But guess what? We have the death card here with the Nine of Cups behind it talking about it's not going to work. Whatever you had in the past has now ended. Your time has come. Everybody reaches their point of oversaturation, you know, and especially when you've been so in our faces for so very long, it's only going to get to a point where, you know, you should go away for a while and then come back later with something different. Let people miss you. But they don't really have a whole lot to offer, so they feel like if they are gone from the spotlight for any amount of time, that then they lose everything, because it's all basically been built off the backs of using black men and stealing ideas and looks and everything in between from other people, specifically usually black women. So, because we just call a spade over here. There's no point in freaking being like, oh my God, that's sugar-coated or whatever. Reality is reality. I am on nobody's side but the truth in any situation. So let's see. What else do you have to say around this situation? Which, by the way, and I'll pull cards on it in a second. If you did watch my Selena Gomez video about her and Zayn, it came up in the cards that there would be somebody that she would, you know, go after that was somebody's ex or current partner or baby daddy or something like that that would shock people. And then all of a sudden there's been rumors that she's also supposedly talking to Travis Scott behind the scenes. So we will pull a couple cards on that and see if that's true, because I was like, oh, that would definitely cause the drama that I saw coming up in that reading. And, you know, let's face it, remember when everything happens, you know, right after the whole Tory Lane situation, Kylie was posting pictures of her feet at the beach, and then Megan was over at Travis's house having lunch and twerking in his kitchen. So I'm like, you know, Travis is messy as heck when it comes to things, just as much as the Jenners or anybody else is too. So, and I don't think that he has a whole lot of respect for Kylie, like, let's be honest. So let's see what else Spirit has to say about this. Kylie is coming up, and the underlying energy is really still holding on to this hurt that she didn't get what she wanted from Travis. She hasn't healed from it. She's trying to, but she has not healed from it, because that was her ultimate goal, which, and Spirit saying, just in general, she desperately wants to get married, even though she'll try to say it's not in her plans right now, or she doesn't really care so much about that. No, she really, really, really does want to get married. And that's something that's going to be really hard for her. Like, I honestly, unless she can find somebody that she can pay, which, guess what? That's all smoke and mirrors. None of them are worth anywhere near what they claim they are. I don't see anybody really wanting to stick around or get too involved in anything to do with that family unless there is some big benefit to them, you know, and we know they suck the souls out of men and destroy their careers, let's be honest. So, this won't last very long, the stories at least, about these two dating. We've got maybe, it's between 6 weeks to 6 months. I feel like it's going to be 6 weeks. I think they're going to make up a story about, because again, it's showing that, you know, there's a financial benefit to it for people. It's also about the way that things look to, you know, the public, and to get that attention back on them, and, you know, to try to recapture some attention and some relevancy. But ultimately, we've got the Eight of Cups of him saying, no, I don't want to be associated with all of this anymore. Travis is going to pop out with somebody else, or rumors of him with somebody else. And, you know, like I said, we'll ask in a minute if it's Selena Gomez. But that's going to be extremely devastating to Kylie. It's the last thing that she wanted. It's what she's most terrified of, because she thinks that hopefully this is the thing that makes him come back and want to claim me, when he sees, like, oh, other guys want you. And she's really hoping that, like, oh, this will work. Like, Spirit saying for her, the motivation, you know, for her mom, the motivation is, let's get everybody to watch the new show so they can see if Timothee Chalamet and Kylie are together on it. For Kylie, her motivation is, let me piss off Travis and see if he comes running back to me. And again, Travis doesn't care enough about you, Kylie. You can date his grandpa for all he cares at this point. It's not going to do anything to him except be like, you're desperate, and I don't like that. So, sad for her. I'm not saying I feel sad for her. I'm just saying that's sad for her. But Timothy's not going to see what he wants out of this situation. He's going to get dragged so much that he's going to say, oh, I can't be associated with all this nonsense. So it's a big old PR stunt, of course, like always. Now let's see what is to come. Real quick. Spirit, please tell me what's going on with Travis Scott and Selena Gomez. Thank you. Is there any truth to the rumor that these two are talking and might pop out together? Thank you. Okay, this is the first thing that Spirit's saying. Travis is pissed off at Kylie about something. So it's like, they're talking about this, like they have communicated, and I do feel like, I don't feel like we would see them like date. I think it might be like, oh, we just keep seeing them hanging out. And it would definitely be because it's coming from, on his end, a very purposeful thing of wanting to get back at and hurt Kylie. And it's something to do with him being pissed off about something to do with the kids. For Selena, it's just basically like, keep messing with me. I let it go. I tried to stop everybody from, attacking you by saying, like, it's a misunderstanding. I'm a fan of Kylie, drop it. But do it again, and I definitely will make sure that I'm seen out with your baby daddy so that everybody, to basically make you look stupid. So that's interesting. All right, and then let's just ask real quick, Spirit, how does Travis Scott look at and feel about Kylie Jenner these days? Thank you. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen, I don't watch any of the shows or anything. It's just I'd seen clips here and there, like on Instagram and YouTube, where I guess Kylie was talking somewhere saying that they kept going back and forth on the baby's name, and that every time that they decide on a name, then all of a sudden, like the next day, Travis would start calling him something different. And that it was, making it hard for her or hard for them to be able to go and change it for sure or something like that. Because then it'd be like, well, I thought we decided and now you changed it again. Spirit saying whatever this name was, or not whatever, but the name Air. It's a name that Kylie already wanted for the baby. Travis didn't want it. And I feel like he ended up kind of getting pushed into having to just be like, okay, fine, we'll do that. So there was a little bit of animosity around that. Also, he thought that, like, Spirit saying he's found out that, her, along with all of her sisters, of course, like, Travis went and got a reading and found out that Kylie has been doing, like, spiritual work to hold on to him. That pissed him off. Again, it's coming up. He didn't really care so much about her. It was the benefit of being with her. And because of that, it's like, oh, like, you're doing all this spiritual work to hold on to me. I know you want to marry me, but that's not happening. And there was an agreement of like, oh, you know, look the other way so I can do whatever I want. But then she came back around trying to get on his ass about him having other women. And it's like, you can't tell me what to do. Like, you knew this is who I am. I didn't make any promises to you, and you're trying to push me into marriage and then get mad at me about having other girls around. And he just felt like Kylie was like starting to try to be too controlling and judgmental over him and the things that he was doing, and tried to take over. And Spirit saying that's everything from which direction the relationship was supposed to go, how they were raising the kids, you know, the baby's name, wanting him to constantly come over and take pictures with her when that wasn't what he wanted. And he thought that, you know, pretending to be this happy family was going to help get him out of the mess that obviously happened after Astro Worlds. But not only did it not work, he still, you know, ended up being held legally accountable for things. He still has all these lawsuits to deal with. The public hasn't jumped to be like, Travis Scott's back, the way that he thought going away and hiding and trying to rehab the image a bit would do for him. And so it's, you know, I just felt really trapped in this situation with Kylie. I couldn't wait to get away from it. It did not help me financially being with her after a certain point, so I was out. So now he feels like, you know, the way that, remember how Kanye had said when him and Kim were first splitting up that everything in that family is always, we have to do Christmas at my mom's house. We have to do this, we have to do that, and it's never, we're going to do holidays at the dad's side of the family. We're going to follow the dad's family's traditions. We're going to do anything that, you know, is centered around dad's ideas. That's definitely true. And, you know, Travis is really feeling that now at this point. So Spirit's saying, like, his utter lack of respect and caring for Kylie has turned into utter and complete disgust. And so it's like, she messes with me more about the kids and pisses me off in that way. And if she fucks with Selena again, we're going to go, like, make sure that we're seen at parties and hanging out with each other just to piss her off. So it's very immature. And again, you know, obviously we know Kanye did try to, at least Kanye in the divorce asked for certain things when it came to his children. Travis has the same opportunity to go to court if he doesn't like the way that his kids are being raised. So do that instead of playing these dumbass games. But anyways, guys, I am going to go. If you want to book your own personal and private reading, join the Patreon, follow me on Instagram or any of that stuff. It will all be linked in the description box below. Join us tomorrow night for live readings on Nicki Minaj and Cardi B at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And make sure you are subscribed, and let me know in the comments below, what do you think about all of this? Are you just so over the Kardashians too? I love you guys, and stay tuned because I do have more videos uploading every single day through the end of next week as far as, you know, how many I have pre-recorded and on deck. All right, bye.